Hello, I'm Mr. Love, Love Zone mischievous prodigy. If you're tired of the usual dry dating history channels, you've come to the right place, and don't forget to subscribe. Tonight we celebrate the life and loves of the legendary actor Robert Redford, who recently left us at 89. Even movie legends feel butterflies and heartbreak. Redford's journey of romance was as rich and dramatic as his films. As one of Hollywood's greatest actors and directors, his personal story married the charm of his on-screen roles. So sit back as we dive into the chapters of Redford's heart, with a few laughs, a few tears, and of course, a lot of love. Lola Van Wagenen, 1958 to 1985, wife. Robert Redford's first long-term love was historian activist Lola Van Wagenen. They married in 1958 and stayed together for 27 years, splitting in 1985. In fact, they met in 1957, wed in Las Vegas in August 1958, and built a life together. The couple had 4 children, 2 daughters and 2 sons. Firstborn Scott died tragically as an infant, and another son, James, later died in 2020. Imagine loving someone through decades of history. Sadly, sources say Redford and Lola quietly drifted apart long before their divorce was finalized. Can you imagine a 27-year marriage in Hollywood? This was Robert's first great love, full of devotion, family joys, and hidden sorrows. It taught him lifelong lessons about commitment and loss. Even as the credits rolled on this chapter, those years with Lola shaped the man he became. Sônia Braga, 1987 to 1988, rumored girlfriend. Next came Brazilian actress Sônia Braga, at least if you believe the tabloids. Reports say Redford and Braga had a brief fling between mid-1987 and mid-1988 after working together on the Milagro Beanfield War. Sparks definitely flew on set, but the real romance was never confirmed. In fact, many insiders note there's no clear evidence they actually dated. Was it true love or Hollywood chemistry? Fans speculated furiously. After all, a quietly handsome director and a stunning bombshell made a memorable pair on camera. In the end, it remains one of those romantic mysteries of cinema. Think back to that era. Maybe it was just Hollywood magic after all. Redford himself kept mum, so for us, this stay was more rumor than marriage. Still, this brief chapter reminds us how sometimes even whispers of romance can capture the imagination. Lena Olin, 1989 to 1990. Girlfriend. In late 1989, Redford's heart took another detour, this time to Sweden. He began dating Swedish actress Lena Olin in November 1989 after they met filming the movie Havana, and the romance lasted until April 1990. Their on-screen chemistry was electric, and the off-screen affair was short but sweet. Picture it, a dashing 53-year-old Hollywood star and a talented 34-year-old actress swept up in the Cuban sun of Havana. It was a whirlwind, only about 5 months long, but it left a mark. Have you ever had a brief, unforgettable fling like that? Redford must have felt like he was living a scene from a movie. After Havana wrapped, Lena moved on with her life as she married director Lasse Hallström soon after, and Robert said goodbye to this chapter of passion. It was an epic short story in his love life, intense, romantic, and gone in the blink of an eye, but definitely memorable. Cathy O'Rear, 1990 to 1995. Girlfriend. Not long after Lena, Redford found companionship again, this time with costume designer Cathy O'Rear. They started dating in May 1990 and were together until February 1995. Cathy was a creative spirit. Her credits include work on No Way Out, and she brought a fresh, down-to-earth energy into Redford's life. For nearly 5 years they were an item, seen at charity galas and quiet dinners in New York, even though they never married. This was a real Hollywood costume change for Redford's romantic script, long-term, steady, and stylish without a wedding ring. But by the mid-90s, Robert's gaze had shifted again. Think about this, a love that lasted almost half a decade with no I do at the end. How often does that happen? Cathy's chapter closed as Robert's next star entered. He soon met someone who would become his second wife. Still, Cathy held an important place in his story, showing that sometimes love can be serious without headlines or ceremonies. Sibylle Szaggars, 1996 to 2025, wife.
The final and deepest love of Redford's life came through art and activism. He met Sibylle Szaggars at his Utah ski resort in 1996, and they married in July 2009. Sibylle was decades younger, and amusingly, almost clueless who Robert was when they first met. That innocence charmed him. She even worried she didn't know any of his films when he invited her to dinner. Over the years, they built a life together, far from Hollywood's chaos. When they finally tied the knot in Hamburg, Robert famously wore a white suit to match Sibylle's champagne-colored gown, a sweet symbol of their fresh start. This marriage lasted nearly 3 decades. She was by his side until he passed in 2025. Together, they nurtured family. Sibylle became stepmom to Robert's kids, and a shared passion for the planet. Robert himself said Sibylle was a very special person who gave him a whole new life. Indeed, this final romance became his most enduring, a gentle love story of 2 people growing old together in love and purpose. Throughout it all, Redford kept his private life mostly private. Aside from the names we've covered, Lola Van Wagenen, Sônia Braga, Lena Olin, Kathy O'Rear, and Sibylle Szaggars, there aren't confirmed chapters with other partners. Tabloids might have whispered about others, but these 5 women make up the official timeline of his loves. If you thought we missed any rumors, remember, Hollywood loves a good guess, but Robert's record is surprisingly modest. Final reflections. I've spent most of my life just focused on the road ahead. Now I'm seeing in the rearview mirrors something called history, Redford once said at an Oscar ceremony. As we look back now, we see a history rich with love. He may have left us, but his legacy, on film and in the heart, endures. Robert Redford taught us that even icons fall in love and break hearts, that life's greatest scenes often play out off-camera. His romantic journey was filled with tenderness, passion, and poignancy. Even in closing credits, remember how fiercely he loved. Thank you, Bob, for the inspiration. Your story will warm our hearts for generations. I'm Mr. Love, signing off. Stay in love, friends.